You got to get two in a row.
That's fine with
And
me.
the Chicago Bears are not going to get 2 wins in a row this year. Welcome in to the Believe in Monsters podcast. This is the Believe in Monsters podcast, brought to you by Miller Lite, the official beer of the Chicago Bears. And
We moved on from Miller Lite to straight rum.
we're proud part of the Believe Network. Chris Krogman, Lucas Berry, and myself, Joe Gaither, are here to talk Chicago Bears as the Bears drop another one. Now 2-7 on the year, losing 17-24 to the New Orleans Saints.
We have a little bit of a rewind to do too. We missed last week, right? It was Halloween.
Oh yeah,
And we missed the trade deadline. It's the Bears made a trade.
They did?
Oh yeah, they did make a trade.
Did they trade Justin Fields away?
Yeah, for our first round pick.
Oh man, I would have to give up a first round pick to take Fields as well. Like I think, yeah.
Yeah, so we got to get. I guess we got to go over the Chargers bull crap that happened, and then also the Saints bull crap that happened, and the trading. We got a little Montez Sweat, a little Mississippi State boy. But before we do all that, we should check in and make sure that Lucas Berry survived Halloween in Salem. Do you have any like witchcraft going on up there?
Oh yeah, it's always going on. I mean, it doesn't need to be Halloween for that, but I'm here. Kind of, as my screen fades in and out.
That's not your screen fading in and out. That's you rocking back and forth away from your camera.
I'm actually not doing that.
Whoa.
Whoa is right. But yeah, the Bears got annihilated by the Chargers, which made us not want to do the podcast last week. And then
it was Halloween is the real reason, but
no, we got annihilated by the Chargers.
That too.
And yeah, and then we made a trade. Now we're here. I mean, I could care less about the Chargers game, honestly. I mean, we said it. Joe said it. Joe says it all the time. Whenever the Bears reel you back in, you just know they're going to implode like immediately after. So it's like not really a shocker. They just got completely crushed. But what do you guys think of the Sweat trade? Making sense of it now. We got the deal signed, 4-year extension, $98 million. How do we feel about it? Second round pick, which is looking like it'll be in the Claypool range.
I mean, the trade compensation is nowhere near what they gave up for Khalil Mack, right? But the extension is probably in that same ballpark. Probably.
Percentage of cap wise, I think it was 16 and some change for Mack versus about 10 for Sweat.
Okay.
So, compensating for the times, he's about 10% of our cap, which all said and done, probably not bad.
No, I like that. I like that comparison. As you know, I'm a big percentage of cap fan as opposed to just stupid numbers. Yeah, because he's not Khalil Mack. He's not that game wrecker.
He's like a tier 2 or tier 3 pass rusher.
Yeah,
all said and done.
Yeah, he's fine.
I like the deal. I mean, I know a lot of people are upset. They're like, why are you making this move? I mean, I just think, with the Claypool trade, it was kind of mixed feelings immediately. And a lot of people that talked themselves into the deal. I at least think the floor with Sweat is a lot higher than what it was with Claypool.
You're not going to get a Montez Sweat level pass rusher in this draft, especially in the second round.
No, definitely not. And I mean, it's something the team desperately needed. So,
I mean, and he did make a play on Sunday, being first.
He made a play
first time in.
One of the more plays I was impressed with him with was actually on a run to the opposite side where he tracked the dude down from behind. I think it was Taysom Hill, and tackled him for like a 2-yard gain, whereas he was the only one trailing the play. And I think that just shows you the effort he's going to give you. I mean, he's probably not going to be a 15-sack guy, but 8 to 9 sacks a year, solid run defense, good locker room player. I don't know, not a bad deal. Joe, what do you think? You've been awfully quiet. And you're on mute.
That's why it's been so quiet.
How about that? Yeah, I'm happy with it. Mostly, I think that it's a good deal. I mean, people are going to cry about the compensation, but if things kind of play out the way that they seem like they're going to play out, the Bears
Look at the second round picks we freaking picked the last 2 years.
right. Well, even so, if the Panthers end up giving you that first pick, or Bears end up getting you the third pick, the whole idea is the Bears are going to trade back and get that pick right back. And just to what you guys were saying, you're not going to go get Montez Sweat was likely not going to be a Chicago Bear in free agency. So if people are talking about, oh, we should have got Chase Claypool, or excuse me, Chase Young. We should have got Chase Young, and it's like, maybe obviously the 49ers gave up less for him, but they're not really going to they're renting him, it's more or less. The health concerns are there. I think you have a more reliable player now. The ceiling is a little bit lower, but I think your floor is pretty safe player at a position that you definitely needed. So I'm happy with it. I'm not upset with it. Now the weird part is kind of what we talked about in our text thread. I guess right when it happened was it now basically confirms that Ryan Poles is going to be here at least through. He's pretty much going to be the guy through the rest of the year and the off season, and that makes you wonder about Eberflus's.
He's cooked.
I hope so, but Poles, it definitely seems like he's going to be at least making the decisions for another 12 months or so. I think this is a good decision, but I'm still kind of like out on his team development right now.
If Poles is the guy, which I don't know, I'm not super on board with, then, and they do fire Eberflus, then Warren essentially has to be in on the coaching search or have a majority say in it, because if they do end up moving on from Poles within the next year or two, then they're still doing the same weird bullshit Bears cycle that they always do.
Mm-hmm.
Which whatever. I mean, it's the Bears. I'm just glad I have the Nuggets at this point.
Yeah, that's that's going to be a conversation that we're going to beat to death this offseason. Leading up to the final week is what happens with the coach, who's hiring the next coach, the whole 9 yards. And I don't know, it's probably already been beaten to death by Bears fans. So I don't know. We got 8 more weeks of this, though. Got the Panthers coming to town on Thursday. Last time the Bears played on Thursday night, they had a fantastic victory. I mean, how do we feel going into this? Do you guys care about this game Thursday as much as I do? Am I putting too much stock into it?
No, it totally matters. We're not going anywhere. We absolutely need them to suck, the Panthers. And they suck. They suck. Holy shit.
They're horrible. And Brian, their best player, is not playing. Brian Burns is out already. And the other guys behind him have not had a single sack all year. So
I was listening to a fantasy football podcast today that said something about should they go to Andy Dalton and just give Bryce a couple games to like reset. And I think they said it was done for another quarterback and it kind of helped him out. Now I can't remember who that was. But anyway, what do you guys think about that? Could it be an Andy Dalton revenge game?
Oh, that'd be my worst scenario. I really do think we would lose if he played. Like, I'm not even joking. I think the Bears would probably lose if Dalton was the QB.
Dude, I tell you what, man, I don't.
Bears are going to lose anyways.
They might, Joe. I mean, it's going to be embarrassing, but I do think there is kind of that aspect. I mean, for both of these teams, there probably is that aspect of this being their Super Bowl. I mean, the Panthers really don't want to be the team that gives up the first pick because they traded away idiotically the year before. And, the Bears, I mean, this with Kyler Murray coming back to the Cardinals, I mean, this really does put the Panthers in the driver's seat to be pick one the rest of the way. I mean, I think this is going to be one of their better
No
chances to win a
way,
game this
dude.
year.
The Giants are fucking awful.
How long's Tyrod out though? He must beat the Bills.
They said they don't know if he'll come back this year.
Oh well, if that's the case, then you're absolutely right. But
But they might roll with Matt Barkley, who is probably better than Danny DeVito, or whoever the hell
Dude.
they're rolling out there.
that guy is brutal. The Giants' defense, I at least think, is pretty solid sometimes. I mean, the way they played Buffalo is awesome, but
Well,
no, I hear you,
the Cardinals have a pretty easy schedule coming up.
Well, they play us.
as well, right?
I have faith in Kyler to win a few games, though. But you're right, the Giants. But still, I mean, you put the Panthers. They have one win so far, going halfway through the season. Like I said, this is going to be one of their more winnable games. So if they don't win this, it's going to be hard to
dude.
see them winning 3 games total.
Even if the Giants are worse than us, they'll take Caleb and we can take Drake, and that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, the Bears just need to be in a position for a top 2 pick. But I guess my larger point is this game really has to be emphasized by the coaches of being just insanely important for these guys.
Even though they're not going to be here next year.
We're close. We're close to a victory.
I just think that your boy Bajan. I mean, who's going to play quarterback? Like, you're not going to get any good quarterback play from the Chicago side. Just like, I mean, I know you're down on Bryce Young, but the whole team stinks. I think you're.
I don't even. All right. I mean,
close game.
this is a hot take, but if Bajent plays like he did last week in the first half, I don't think the Panthers are scoring as many points as the Saints did. And I think you could just run a similar plan to the Raiders game and run the ball down their throat.
Facts.
That's true.
Like, I do think you could win with Bajent if you can kind of enforce what you want to do. Like, we can't even lie. The Bears' offensive line has been awesome. They can definitely run the ball on anybody at this point. I feel like it's just a matter of, can the defense get a few stops so it's not a shootout? If you get the Bears into like a ball control type of game, yeah, they'll definitely take care of business, no doubt. Am I in the wrong for saying that, Joe?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
I'm saying, like, if the Bears are able to score early and just go into the kind of clock control, grinded out offense, running the ball, then Bajent won't even factor into, game picks. Right. I mean, and you also can't deny the fact that he played very well in the first half. I mean, obviously they weren't ready for him to run it all, but I think he had a great first half, and it just all fell apart in the second.
His one pick in the first half was terrible. That was probably his worst pick. That was probably his worst one.
I did forget that was in the first half, but
like the two over the middle, like the dude made a great play. I mean, just flat out diving interceptions. But I mean, I'm not defending Bajent by any stretch, but
secret turnover man.
I do think it's hilarious how everyone keeps saying, like, there's no way Fields is playing this week. It's a short week. I'm like, is it a short week
ever.
If you've been out for a month? Like,
yeah, that's the dumbest take ever.
You've had 4 weeks. Like, yeah, I guess if you had 3 more days to rest, you'd be maybe 0.5% better than you were today. But like, I don't know. I do think do you guys think, like, if you're in his shoes, are you rushing back to play this game? I mean, there's only 8 games left. You got to get some good film out there, regardless if you want to play for the Bears or not.
Yes.
If you want to get traded,
he needs his ass back, dude. He needs to, like if the Bears move on, whether or not if they trade him or if they whatever, like, he needs to put some good film on tape, or like he's going to become a live, like he's not going to get another contract.
Atlanta's waiting to sign him.
You can say that all you want, but if Atlanta's in position to take J.J. McCarthy, they ain't going to fucking mess with Fields when he's been dog shit.
JJ, the cheater, McCarthy.
What I'm just saying, I'm just throwing a name out there. Like, we're talking about Michael Penix, dude. I don't think he's going to go in the first, but
no. But Joe, I mean, what do you think about this? Do you think it would help Fields to feel like he needs to go out and play? Like, I feel like for everyone, the Bears organization, for Fields himself, they all kind of need to be if he's clear to play, he needs to play. I mean, that's where I'm at.
Well, if he wants to keep playing with the Bears, then yes, he's got to come back and play well. Right now, the reason I'm probably so flippant about it is 'cause I think it's pretty much done. Unless he plays at a crazy level over the last what are you
Right.
at?
But
You're at
don't you think he wants? I mean, just knowing who he is, don't you think he wants to prove to himself that he can do that and be that guy? Slash, if he plays well, he can get traded to maybe a place he wants to go instead of a random team that wants him. Because if he,
I think he thinks he needs to play well, and he does need to play well. But I think I'm kind of in your camp, Luke. That I think he's cooked. I think that he can rush back all he wants, but I don't have any faith in him putting out what is good tape. So rush back and put out just kind of the same old tape that you put out all year, or sit out and not. What's the worst? What's better for you?
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a hard situation, and I mean, selfishly as a fan, I mean, I don't even. Maybe it's not selfishly. We're talking about our third win here. I want him out there to be. I mean, I do think he gives the Bears the best chance to win. Go out there and see what happens.
Probably. I'd probably say he gives him the best chance to win.
And then other people are like, well, what if he gets re-hurt? Well, I don't think that injury is just going to go away. Like, his durability is a concern too. He needs to prove that he can go out there and play, a majority of the games.
Like the only one hurting Fields is Fields if he gets re-hurt. The reason he got hurt is because he does the stupid shit he does. I mean, he would have been safer running away from people in that situation than trying to hold the ball and make a play.
Crazy how it all comes full circle.
Yeah. But you're right, Lucas. The offensive line has been playing great. Deontay Foreman has been fantastic. I mean, do you think he's giving that job back to Khalil Herbert if he comes back this week?
I mean, probably just because our coaching staff is a bunch of idiots. But, I mean, even with Foreman, I feel like they didn't use him enough the past couple weeks when you saw what he did versus the Raiders. And then I don't know. The Bears go through these fits of completely abandoning the run, and it's very frustrating to watch.
Yeah, we need Mike McCarthy to coach the Bears. He'll just run it.
I mean, the plan this week, I mean, this is, say what you will, whatever stupid storyline, but I mean, just let DJ Moore go to work versus his old team. Just get him the ball. I'm sure he's going to be playing with a chip on his shoulder. Maybe throw a slant route. I know that's a novel concept for our offense, but
what's a ant route? What's that?
It's when ants come out on the field and they untie the defender's shoe.
Oh, so like because they're slow and they're ants? Slow ant. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's like slow ant.
Slow ant. I never would have thought of that concept, but that sounds like a plan that might work. That's a good one. What do you guys think of the defense on Sunday?
I feel like it's improving every week, but it's still not good at all. Improving from they're still stopping the run. That's a positive.
Unless you're.
I mean, at this point,
nuts.
You can say whatever you will about Jalen Johnson, but he's basically been downright elite in coverage. I mean, mainly because teams just want to throw at Tyreek Stevenson, but again,
you know what I've been disappointed in? Is
Spider-Man.
Kyler, man, yeah, dude. That touchdown to Olave, he wasn't even close. I don't know, man. He's kind of been.
Yeah, no, I thought he'd have a much better year. I mean, I know he hasn't played a ton this year. He got hurt, obviously, but yeah, no, the development hasn't been great. And then, of course, the guy that I really wanted the Bears to trade for in the offseason had 2 pick sixes this week versus Bryce Young. But
who's that?
Kenny Moore from the Colts.
That's right. But I mean, what are you gonna do? It's Bryce Young. That guy's terrible. Went to a terrible college. What are you gonna do?
Awful.
Just terrible. I think the defense is getting better. The Saints' offense in the red zone is terrible, but I thought I don't know what the Saints' usage of Kamara was about because that was so weird that they gave Jamal Williams so much run. But the Bears' run defense is surprisingly much better than I thought it would be this year. And Jack Sanborn played out of his fucking mind.
And then, dude, it just makes you. It's like, why did we
sign?
Why did we sign
Edmonds?
Tremaine Edmonds? Why?
Yeah.
You should have just pocketed that pick from Roquan, which, again, say what you want. I still really don't care about a middle linebacker being traded. I know how good he is. I don't care. I mean, I like TJ Edwards. You didn't sign him for a ton of money, but yeah, save the money. Let Jack Sanborn play. I mean, he's obviously seemingly not much worse than Edmonds at this point.
Right.
I mean, your return on interest is definitely better. So what's the point? What's the point of that signing at all?
I would have liked to have seen Noah Sewell get some more run, but I didn't. I mean, they ran a lot of nickel and had Murray out there more than Murray. Not Kyler Murray. That's not his name.
Taysom.
What the hell? What the fuck is that guy's name, dude?
Talking about Taysom Hill.
No, Kyler Gordon.
Oh, you're talking about the Bears defense. I thought you meant the Saints offense because
No,
Taysom Hill did give them fifth.
Taysom Hill gave them tons of fits. He almost hit the trifecta, man. And the easiest one to get, the rushing touchdown, is the one he didn't get. A receiving touchdown and a passing touchdown, and didn't get the rushing touchdown. Or wait, did he have a passing touchdown?
Yeah, he did, I think.
I knew he was
Pretty
out
sure
there
he
to
did.
throw the ball. Who did he throw it to? He didn't throw the one to Olave, did he? Wasn't that Carr? I don't know, man. Either way, I think the Bears defense is playing better. The odd thing will be is if they do keep Eberflus around for another year.
There's no way, dude.
So, I mean, I don't think so either, but unless you can convince me that Eberflus was not Poles' pick and he was forced on him, which Raul made some good points as to why that wasn't the case a couple weeks ago here on the Believe in Monsters podcast. But unless that's the case, why are they not tied together? Like, you can't tell me Poles has done such a better job at his job than Eberflus has at his. I mean, unless you're saying that Kyler Gordon and Brisker and to a degree the two rookie D tackles are not developing fast enough because of the coaching staff, then that's on Poles. And then you got the Claypool trade and the lack of signings in the first offseason when they needed some offensive line help and tried to get Justin Fields killed. Lack of weapons for Fields. And the list goes on and on for Poles just as much as Eberflus. So, I don't know. It's odd.
Stinky.
And we talked about bad contracts previously, and now it looks like Tremaine Edmonds is a bad contract. Good contract, though, is they got Sweat, they got him extended, and then they also extended Andrew Billings, which that's the quickest extension we've seen out of Poles yet, right?
Yep.
The two guy locked up.
It's funny, the two quickest extensions we saw from him were obviously guys he brought in and not guys that were here before.
Yeah, if he doesn't extend Jalen Johnson, I don't know what he's doing, because they still have a stupid amount of cap space.
Yeah, no, they have a ton. Even so, I will say, even like the Edmonds contract is as bad as he is at not playing, it's still not crippling them past 3 years, which is a big thing to me.
It's not a Danny T contract.
I do think he does a good job. Like, the thing about Poles that really gets me conflicted is that his philosophy is really good. And I think a lot of savvy football fans would agree. Like, handing out dollar figures, not crippling the team, acquiring draft picks, but also trading for guys when he feels he needs to. It's just tough when the draft picks aren't developing how you like them to.
Well,
But then again, you look at the offensive line, and it is like, yeah, it's a million times better than what it seemed like last year.
why do they cycle out offensive linemen? Like, why did they keep pulling Braxton Jones out? Just because he came back from injury? Like, if he's not well enough to play 60 snaps, don't play him.
Man, I like Braxton Jones, but that guy gets so many penalties.
He does. He does get some stupid penalties. But Larry
All the
Borom
freaking
gets
time.
smoked.
Larry Borom sucks.
Yeah, Larry Borum's terrible. So, I mean, I don't know. What's the best case scenario here? Like, obviously, I mean, for me, the best case scenario is still Fields and drafting like
Definitely,
Fashanu
man.
and
if you don't have to reset
Harrison.
the QB and you can draft 2 premium players at premium positions, you're set up. But
the problem is then you got to pay Fields, and if you're not sure,
okay, so this is how I look at it. For all the people that want to say Fields is the guy, they want to stick with him forever. It's, are you willing to pay him $50 million a year? Are you willing to give him the Daniel Jones contract plus a few million for inflation? And the answer to that, you're right, is no. There's not many guys that deserve that.
There's not enough. There's not enough. There's just not enough. I mean, you can keep telling me all day long that, he's not being used right and this, that, and the other thing, which that all might be true. But even when he was being used, quote unquote, right, they were not winning games. They were still losing. He's a loser.
What if you just gave him 3 years at $150 million? And
nope. Dude, look what happened to the Giants. Just look at the Giants.
Right, but the Giants. Let's say if you're the Bears this year, you give them that contract. You've got Fashanu at left tackle and Marvin Harrison Jr. at wide receiver. You go another 2 years. You'll be right there in prime position for another quarterback if he sucks.
Then franchise him.
Yeah, franchise him. That's fine.
Then you can go year to year and not have to worry about this. This
is the thing. Commitment. This is the thing for me. If he's good, you better be sure of it, because if you're doing this thing where it's like, well, if he's not good, you could draft another key. Like, no, if he's your guy, you better be damn right, because you had a chance to be developing a guy for 2 years. Instead, you stuck with him. Like, I mean, I don't know about you guys. Is there any world where they draft a QB at 2 and then keep Fields as the starter next year and see what happens? I mean, to me, that's the ideal scenario. Don't trade him away. Give him some more time. Let the rookie sit. And then you have a guy waiting in the wings if it doesn't work out. To me, that's the best scenario. I don't think putting all your eggs in one or the other basket is the best answer.
What was your solution?
You keep Fields next year because it's his 4th year and you don't have to pay him, and you can just let him be the starting QB, and you can draft a QB behind him and see what happens. And if he's that good, you'll either get multiple first-round picks because he's so amazing, or you'll keep him as your QB and you can trade the backup or whatever and probably recoup what you got.
Where are we drafting this backup QB?
If you get the 1st or 2nd pick and you take Williams or May, I'm saying you keep Fields next year, sit them behind him for whatever period of time, and just see what happens. To me, that's the best scenario. I don't think you have to. I mean, obviously, it's not how things work out and guys get upset, but I mean, to me, I'm not paying Fields. There's not enough evidence for me to pay Fields $50 million right now, and I don't know. There's just no way you can commit to that. It's crippling money unless the guy is Joe Burrow.
All right, let's bring on Caleb May.
No one's talking about that scenario, though. I mean, do you guys think that's possible, or do you think that's just like not possible? They'll just trade him away if that's the case.
I think it's possible, but I don't think it's likely. I think they'll basically want to pave the way for whoever they draft, if they draft May or if they're drafting Williams. And I think they don't want them looking over their shoulder at, well, when are you going to take over for Justin Fields?
But that's the thing, though. If Fields is good and the Bears are winning games, then it doesn't matter, right? It won't matter that you did that if you're winning.
I don't think they'll be winning though.
Well, that's the thing. Okay, then you bench him, and that's it. That's the end of the story. You really gave the guy all the chances he could possibly get with the best talent around him, and that's that. I mean, that's what I'm saying, Joe. It's like.
So I think at that point, though, you lose any chance of getting enough back for him. Because
I mean, I don't think you're going to get a ton for him anyway. I think the people know the Bears are like if you know the Bears' hand that they're going to take a QB, you're just going to give them a low ball offer regardless.
Yeah, but there's still other. You're not necessarily like competing with the Bears for that. You're competing with other teams that think that they can change Fields. You know,
we want to take Puka Nacua and we'll trade you. We'll give you the Rams can have him.
Have who?
Fields.
Yeah, I would do that trade.
Yeah,
I don't think they would do that trade. Sean
McVay can fix him.
I don't think they would do that trade. I mean, it's still a conversation. There's just so much turmoil in Chicago, and there's still a half a season left at least.
It could be worse. We could be the Panthers.
Well, that's where I'm going right here. Set scale 1 to 10, Luke. How confident are you in a Bears victory on Thursday in 2 nights?
7.
Carolina Panthers. 7.
9.
9.
Well, so however bad I feel about the Bears, that everything going wrong with the Panthers right now is just hilariously awful. Like all the bad things we say about the Bears and the meddling ownership and this and that is like that all came to life for Carolina this offseason.
Dude, the funniest
wild.
thing to me was after they beat Houston, they like celebrated and like I don't know if they hoisted, Peter Dinklage, Bryce Young up on their shoulders. Or what, but like people thought, oh, the Panthers are playing for him now, and they're gonna come out here and win a game at home, and I'm gonna take Panthers plus 2.5, and they got their ass kicked.
I'm gonna take Panthers 2.5.
I could not take that. Like there were so many experts on the Panthers because of essentially how they beat Houston and how they reacted to their win. Not like we finally got the monkey off our back type win. It was like we're gonna fight for the rest of the season. No, dude, they're terrible. They're so bad.
They're terrible. But what's the major kicker in all of it is that the owner himself traded up and picked the quarterback that he wanted when all the coaches told him, "Hey, this CJ Stroud guy is pretty good. We want him on our team." And the owner said, "Nope, I'm going to have a closed-door meeting with Nick Saban." Nope, that's it. That's what sold me.
Ouch.
Oh, and we're just going to trade away our best offensive asset and next year's first-round pick for this guy who can't even see over his O-lineman. Wow. You want to talk about Bears ineptitude. That's what I was saying, Joe. The Bears are bad. The Panthers are if the Bears are bad, the Panthers are a whole 10 times worse right now. That is a horrible place to be.
Remember you said that this time.
A horrible place to be.
This time on Thursday night. Remember that you said that when the Panthers are running off Soldier Field, a winner for the second time this year.
The Panthers beat us in Soldier Field already this year? I missed that game.
It'd be the second time the Panthers run off a winner.
Oh. No.
Sounds like Joe's taking the Panthers.
Joe's taking anything that's not Bears related.
Joe better be watching the game Thursday. I'm going to be upset.
Joe's not going to be watching the game. He doesn't care.
I'm gonna be texting him.
Then he'll turn it on, and all you'll hear is negativity the rest
What
of
do you
the game.
What are you guys making for your Super Bowl party? I'm thinking like a nice nacho tray, maybe order some wings. Thursday's the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
I have a victory cigar ready.
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, Super Bears. Thursday's the Super Bowl.
Oh no, I need to go get more propane. Maybe I'll grill some chicken.
So
Not-
what's it mean if we win, Luke?
It means I get to go back on Twitter and tell all them stupid ass Panthers fans who were all in our mentions all offseason about how good they were going to be this year and tell them they fucking suck. That's what it means.
A lot of them have totally backed off of that trade.
Good. And I have all the shit bookmarked. My timeline is going to be littered. I hate that. Like, there's nothing worse than I want to see just the Panthers' demise. I hate that team. I hate their fans. I love that stupid trade they made. And I hope they lose for the next 2 years.
I have no ill will towards the Panthers.
I have a ton of ill will toward the Panthers.
The only ill will I have towards the Panthers is Steve Smith beat the shit out of us when he was playing. He owned our ass. Owned us.
Luke, you can play quarterback for the Bears on the cheap. We'll get a left tackle. We'll get a premier wide receiver. We'll keep trading back. You'll keep sucking for us. And in 2025, we'll draft Arch Manning.
I'm not
You
waiting.
can't even start over the kid that started this week.
Come on, Luke. Come
Who
on.
Texas roll out there this week, Joe?
Malik Murphy.
Yeah, he played fine. He played
Come
good.
on, Luke. You just be patient.
Where do you think we can draft Quinn Ewers now that he's got hurt? You think we take him in the third?
Yeah, exactly, Luke.
Quinn Sewer.
It'll be our own little Russell Wilson.
That guy already plays in Carolina.
I'm Russell Wilson. I'm Rumpelstiltskin.
No, I just meant that like Russell Wilson got drafted in the third round. 20 years. We could draft him late.
You think
Oh,
he's
yeah.
fallen that far? That'd be wild.
I think I think a mock I saw had him in the third. But that would be some RJ3 Kirk Cousins stuff. We could take like Caleb or Drake first or second and then take Quinn Ewers in the third.
I did see one of the PFF dudes comparing the CJ Stroud Bryce Young thing, and he was like, it would no, it was OTC. It was Jason OTC. He said it is beneficial for teams if they have the opportunity to just take two quarterbacks and see which one's better in terms of like the CJ Stroud Bryce Young thing. And I just think I know that like it'll never happen. I just think that's hilarious. Like the Bears have picks 2 and 3 next year, or 1 and 2, and they're just taking Caleb Williams and Drake May. And they're just like, oh, we'll see which one of these guys is better.
Knowing the Bears, they would
JJ
just,
McCarthy would be the star.
no, they would just switch them out every series. Give Caleb the first series and freaking Bryce, whatever his name is, the other one, the second
Bruce.
series.
Drake.
Drake and Caleb just switch off series.
Do you guys love how
Quarterback deal.
Twitter is now going through the Mitch coping phase of things where they're cherry picking stats where they're like, oh, in games where it's 72 degrees and overcast, Fields is thrown for 6,000 yards, which Lamar Jackson didn't even do in his MVP year. I'm just like, shut the fuck up, dude. He sucks.
Oh gosh, I don't like. That's the question for you, Luke. Who's playing quarterback on Thursday? Is Fields back, or is it Bagent? Again,
That's a good
secret
question. 'Cause I
turnover
honestly don't have an answer. I mean,
secret turnover man.
well, I already told you. I do think they could win despite Bagent, and I do think they're. I mean, whatever we will say, regardless of what you think about the guy, I think he belongs in the NFL. He's better than some of these other quarterbacks I'm seeing out there, like Looney Tune on the Cardinals or Danny DeVito Dimes on the Giants. And
You know who else had 4 picks to the same guy in one game?
Jay Cutler, baby.
Yeah, you're fucking superhero over there.
I
At least
love
Bajan didn't throw them all to the same dude and then come back and say, "Oh, I'm gonna throw it 8 more times to him."
secret interception, man.
Knucklehead. I don't know why you're talking about Cutler like secret agent, man.
Cutler's a god.
Cutler is a top 15 pick in the league, and Bajan was an undrafted free agent rookie on the road against a Dennis Allen. That's not his name. Is that his name? Whatever.
Yeah.
That guy's defense.
No, it is Dennis Allen.
I don't know, Joe. If you had a gun to my head, I'd probably tell you that Bajan was starting this game. But I do think I'll say it's like 40-60. I think Fields plays to not play. I think so. In other words, I think it's close.
Justin,
40% Fields plays.
Sell your apartment, buddy. Justin just needs to go ahead and sell his apartment, his loft in Chicago.
Do you think he's playing this week?
No.
Did you hear who Montez Sweat got his place from in Chicago?
Yes.
Claypool.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah, he's staying in Claypool's place.
Oh, well.
That's just bad vibes, man.
Yeah, it is.
Bad Juju Smith-Schuster. I think Bajan plays. I don't think Fields will come back. He's too weak.
I just don't know, like, if is he cleared to play? Like, if he's practicing limited in quotations because it's a short week or whatever, and they don't actually practice. Does that mean he's cleared, or?
Well, he practiced last Friday.
Yeah, and he was throwing the ball, and he could wear a glove and throw, but can he take a snap? Can he take a hit? Can he brace a fall? I don't know. Yeah, no, I think Bajan plays most likely. Although I do want to see Fields come back and play just because I do think he gives them the best chance to win. And I also want to see DJ Moore get the ball more.
It is interesting that the line moved 1.5 or maybe even 2.
I think people just realize the Panthers fucking suck, dude.
Well, I was wondering, like, if that gives us any indication if people think Fields plays.
Secret Ohio State, man. All right.
The Ohio State quarterback thing lives true.
Lucas Berry. Here we go. Bears, Thursday night. Over under 39.5.
Ooh, it's dropped.
ESPN Analytics has the Bears a 62.3% chance to win. Bears 4-point favorites. What are you thinking here on this week number 11 matchup? Right? 11, 9?
All right, so just for clarification here,
10.
on FanDuel, anytime touchdown score, Justin Fields is first on the list at plus 125. Fascinating stuff. I'm surprised there's even a line out for that. I don't know why you would take it.
That's short odds too. That's wild.
Yeah, he does, because he doesn't have a passing total. He just has a touchdown total. So maybe they think he plays in some capacity, but maybe not start. I don't know.
Oh, maybe he's just the goal. Maybe they make him a Taysom Hill.
They're going to use him like they did the very first week we saw him versus the Rams last year.
That'd probably be the smart thing to do, is just make him Taysom Hill
on the goal line.
Maybe he could actually throw a touchdown pass if people weren't sure why he was in there.
You heard it here first, folks, on BIM. Justin Fields is playing as Taysom Hill this week. All right. Joe, I'm taking the Bears to win. I do think they win this game. I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling good. And it's mostly just because I think like I told you, I think the Panthers are a way worse team than the Bears. No Brian Burns. The Bears get a little bit of help back. I think they can beat this team at home. I see you rolling your eyes. Typical Thursday night game. This is my Super Bowl. I'm saying Bears.
Bears.
I'm saying Bears 24, Panthers. Bears 24, Panthers 17.
There we go. Reversal of this past weekend scoreboard against the Saints. 24-17 for Lucas Berry, L Berry _40 on the X machine. Chris Krogman, are you joining him? You taking the Bears on a short week?
Sure. Yeah, Bears 20, Panthers 10.
20-10.
I almost said 24-13, but I gave the Panthers a late score.
I don't
somehow.
think it's going. The over is like
39.5.
I mean, I don't think it's going over. Like the under is like a lock on Thursday nights.
I'm going to take the Panthers. Shocker, surprise. I'm going to take the Panthers at 21-17.
Well, you're not even going to take the points. You're just going to take them straight up with the road win.
Yep, I
The
am.
rookie with a rookie quarterback and Montez Sweat bearing down on him all game.
I am indeed going to take the rookie quarterback on the road.
I think Javon Dexter probably eats him alive.
That would be an encouraging sight for us.
At least he'd be doing something.
Yeah, that's a fact. He's not being developed, I'll tell you that much.
He can stop the run.
Yeah.
He still doesn't have a single move. They just Eberflus's coaching development for him is just go big, go be big, go be fat, stand in the hole.
Who's their D-line coach?
Who the fuck knows?
Like Jay Thomas or Dave Thomas, the Wendy's guy?
I heard it's probably Frank Thomas for all we know. Who cares?
Dude, it should be Tyson Bajan's dad, dude. That guy would fire them up.
All right, Chris Krugman, is there anything else Bears-wise we haven't hit on tonight you want to get into?
I want Virginia to pass away finally.
Whoa.
I'm gonna keep it dark until she does, dude. Then I'll be like, oh, God rest her soul.
and then you'll sing the song.
At least she's with Jesus now. That's all I got. I mean, dude, people are not supposed to live this long.
105 years old. She's seen plenty.
Dude, like enough. Enough's enough.
Lucas, anything else that you want to hit on for the Bears tonight or outside the Bears?
Fuck the Panthers, dude. I hate that team so fucking much.
I don't
I
care.
hope we throw Bryce Young to the underworld.
Whoa.
5'7" quarterback, just spike him through the turf, dude. Fuck that lawn gnome. Go Bears.
Lawn no. Bear down.
Chicago Bears.
Let's see if they can make any play and clear any way to victory.
All right, Joe, how about this? Will you cut me a deal? If the Bears win by 10 points, will you sing the song 10-point victory?
14, yes.
14-point victory, and he's singing. Yeah, make it 13. I got 13 now. 13, Joe. 13, 13, 13.
13. Can I get
All right, yeah, you can have 13. You can have 13.
Oh, we got 13 now. Can I get a 12? Can I get a 12? I got a 12. I got a 12 and a half. Can I get a 12? And I got a 12 and a 12 and a 12 and 11 and a 10 and a 10. I heard a 10. And Joe Gaither were 10 points. Joe Gaither, 10 points, and he's singing the song.
I will sing the song for you, Luke.
All right, you heard it here, folks. 13 and a half. Sold to the man in black.
But they're not going to.
They're going to win by 22.
Ooh, I'm feeling 22.
So, Joe, what are you making for your Super Bowl party?
Ramen noodles,
I was
man.
gonna say Joe's probably making fish, dude. He's got his
Fish.
Yeah, he has memory buys frozen salmon. Weren't you here for that episode? Come on.
Yeah. Ramen noodles.
And
How do you go
frozen
from
salmon.
salmon to ramen noodles, bro? It's not even in the same dietary lifestyle category.
You got to fill out the triangle, brother.
I'm being cheap.
Dude, like
I'm being
Okay.
cheap this week. I'm being cheap because Virginia pissing me off. I'm on hunger strike until the Bears start playing winning football.
Joe's been saving up his money to place all his money on the Panthers this week.
That's what I was gonna say. Is Joe probably lost money betting on the Bears in that
Oy.
Chargers game?
Yeah, right.
Got plus 9.5, and he decided to bet his mortgage.
No, he
on it.
no opposite, dude. He took Chargers minus 9.5.
Yeah,
They didn't
right.
even cover.
No, they took Saints minus 9.5. Chargers easily covered.
Oh fuck, that's what I meant. All right, now.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, we'll see you on Thursday, folks. You'll see me on the broadcast. Me and Chris Krogman here.
Later, Bear fans. Have a good night.